Today, I'm going to show you how to make 7 easy, low-carb, high-protein vegetarian meals. They're all quick to put together and they're meat-free and low-carb and naturally high in protein too. And I've got the blog post, which I'll leave down below, which has the full recipes, step-by-step instructions, everything you need to make these easy recipes. So click through for that. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, comment to let me know your favorite low-carb, high-protein vegetarian meal idea. And I'm going to get started with the first recipe of scrambled eggs with ricotta and spinach. Let me chat you through the ingredients and then show you how to make it. I'm going to whisk up my eggs with a bit of ricotta and cream and then get them cooking. So just whisk together 2 to 3 eggs per person, a tablespoon or 2 of ricotta and a little splash of cream, and we'll just whisk that until we've got smooth and creamy scrambled egg mixture. So you have a nice smooth creamy mixture like that. And I've also washed and got ready a couple of handfuls of spinach so that when the scrambled eggs are ready for them, I will be ready to just pop them on and mix them through. So now I've got a frying pan on, I'm melting some butter, and when it's nice and hot, we'll start cooking our scrambled eggs. So I've got loads of butter melted and nice and hot in the frying pan, and I'm just going to pour my eggs in. And then it's really a matter of scrambling them until they're almost done and then adding in the spinach. It really doesn't take much time at all, and the scrambled eggs are almost there, so let's pop over the spinach. Here we go. Let's pop all the spinach over and then we'll toss it through to wilt. So just toss it through to get all the scrambled eggs infused with spinach, and then once all of the spinach is reduced and wilted, we'll move it into a plate. So there you go, it's done. Beautiful creamy scrambled eggs with ricotta and spinach too. It's such a lovely balanced breakfast that's actually low carb, keto friendly, vegetarian friendly too, and a lovely way to start the day. So that is the first meal idea that's low carb and high in protein. Keep watching for a whole week of easy low carb, high protein vegetarian meal ideas. And next, I have an easy 4-ingredient raspberry chia seed pudding that's brilliant to make ahead and either have as a breakfast, or you could have it as a light lunch or a light dinner as well, especially during the warmer months. If you're wanting something nice, low carb, high protein, let me chat you through the ingredients and show you how to make it. So I've got my chia seeds here, of course, which are the star of the show. I found this kefir yogurt. You could use any yogurt you want. If you want it to be paleo or dairy-free, use dairy-free. Coconut yogurt or any other you like. If you want it low carb, use as low carb yogurt as you can find, but I'm quite happy with this kefir and I love the taste of kefir, so kefir yogurt I'm excited to give a try. And I've got this beautiful whole milk. Again, if you want to be low carb, then go for almond milk, or if you want dairy-free, paleo, also almond milk or dairy-free milk. But I'm quite happy having a bit of whole milk and some beautiful Channel Island whole milk over here. And then, of course, raspberries. But you could use raspberries, strawberries, a mixture, any berries you like. It's really up to you. So step 1, we're going to go and prepare some raspberries. Use as little or as much as you like, depending how much raspberry you want in it or how many carbs you want in it. I'm just going to take a handful and start mashing them up in a glass. So I'm using this little glass for my chia pudding. You can use a bowl, a glass, depending how much you want to make and what you want to do. So I've got my raspberries and I'm just really going to take a fork and mash them to get a bit of a raspberry puree happening, very roughly, just so that when it's mixed through, it gets lovely and distributed, and raspberries are that lovely and mashable. So it really just takes a couple of mashes and you've got almost a raspberry puree happening. And then we just mix all our other ingredients through. And I'm going for 2 tablespoons of the chia seeds, 1 and 2, and again you can do as little or as much depending how thick or how thin you want your chia pudding to be. And now we'll add in some of that lovely kefir yogurt, but yeah, use any yogurt you like. Just a couple of tablespoons of that, and we'll start by mixing this through. And then I'm going to add milk and top it up until I'm happy with how much I want my pudding to be. And I've got the lovely creamy milk going on just to top it up. Oh, it's got some cream bits to it too. Oh yeah. And now I'll just gently mix it all through. I'll just really gently mix everything through until it's all distributed. And then you can enjoy your chia pudding straight away, but you're really best off popping it in the fridge for a few hours or overnight, and you'll see it thickens up beautifully. And I will show you next how the chia pudding looks after a few hours in the fridge. And the chia pudding is out the fridge. I actually had it in overnight and it's thickened beautifully. I'll just get a spoon and show you how lovely the chia pudding looks. Here we go. It's thickened up, beautiful pudding and full of berries with every single bite. And of course you can enjoy it just like this, or top it with a couple of fresh raspberries to finish off the beautiful raspberry chia pudding, which makes a brilliant low-carb, high-protein vegetarian meal to enjoy as a make-ahead breakfast. And next, I'm going to show you how to make a keto vegetarian breakfast casserole with spinach and feta. Let me chat you through all of the ingredients and show you how to make it. So as I said, I've got spinach and feta. I want to make vegetarian breakfast casserole with spinach and feta, but I thought I'd also add a smidge of garlic and onion too for flavor. You can leave that out if you don't want to include that, because they are a little higher in carbs than other vegetables, but I just find for flavor a good quarter or so of an onion and a garlic clove or two will add heaps and heaps of flavor. And then we've got our eggs and our cream, and that is going to be our casserole. And so what I'm going to do first, step number one, is I'm going to heat up some butter in a frying pan. Oh, that's another ingredient. I'm going to heat up some butter in a frying pan, and I'm going to cook my onion and garlic, reduce down my spinach, and then I'll show you as we put it all together. Okay, I have butter melted in the frying pan. I went kind of generous with the garlic and the onion. So we're going to cook this until it's nice and softened and golden, and then add our spinach in. The garlic and onion is crispy, just how I like it, so I'm going to add in all the spinach now. And just toss it through. Add a bit more butter if you want, or salt. Just added some butter to get the spinach nice and buttery. It really doesn't take long at all for it to wilt. And then we're going to move it into our baking dish. Okay, so I've got my baking dish ready. We'll pop the veggies in. Okay, and just have them all spread out on the bottom layer of my baking dish. Okay, now we're going to seat our eggs. I'm just going to move that aside for a sec. We'll pop a bowl over here and we're going to get our eggs seen to. I'm going to use 6 eggs, but use as many as you like. We're going to have 6 in the bowl, and we're going to add in 1/3 of a cup of cream and just give that a whisk together until they're nice and smooth. Now you could add some cheese in here as well if you wanted to. Grated cheese, a little bit in here, a little bit on the top. It's totally up to you, but I just feel because I'm doing feta, I'm going to just keep it simple with the feta and not have too many cheese. And I usually do like lots of cheese, but just for this instance, we're going to keep it simple. So there you go, it's all whisked up. We'll just bring back our casserole veggies and pour it over. And now for the feta, we'll just crumble it or pop cubes of it all the way over on top. That's if you love feta like me, or you can just crumble over a little bit, add any other cheese that you like. Or just submerge that little piece of onion or garlic over there. And now it's going to go into the oven. It's preheated behind me to 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit. And I'm going to start it with 20 minutes. Have a look. It might need to go up to half an hour, even 40 minutes. Just depends on your oven and how crispy you want your casserole. So pop it in the oven and take a look after 20-25 minutes. It's out the oven. How good does it look? The spinach, the feta, the eggs, it's kind of baked up into almost a bit of a pie kind of thing. Mine only needed actually 20 minutes in the oven, but I've got quite a super hot oven, so definitely depends on if you want, you can double the recipe. If you double it, you're definitely going to need at least half an hour, if not 40 minutes to cook it. This is only with 6 eggs because it's just for myself and my husband. So then all that's left to do is portion it out and enjoy your easy keto vegetarian breakfast casserole. My next low-carb, high-protein vegetarian meal idea is a cheesy broccoli salad. Let me chat you through the ingredients and then show you how to make it. We've got broccoli. Now, I've got a big, huge head of broccoli over here. Let's take a closer look at it over there. Look at the size of that huge broccoli. So, depending on the size of your broccoli will depend on how much of all these other ingredients you'll use. So, we've got a lemon, we've got sour cream, we've got mozzarella cheese. Use any grated cheese you want, or leave it out if you don't want a cheesy salad. And I've got salt too. Such a simple recipe. Let me show you how to make it. Now I've chopped the broccoli into bite-sized pieces. Now what you can also do is keep the stalk, peel it and grate it, and it makes almost like a coleslaw kind of texture. I've done that in the past, but today I'm actually going to keep my broccoli stalk for another recipe which I'm working on. You have to watch this space, should be coming soon, but you can definitely add that in, or any other vegetables you want, but I'm going to keep it super simple. I've got my broccoli chopped into bite-sized pieces, and now we're going to add in all the other ingredients. You're going to pop in half a cup of sour cream. Feel free to use a whole cup or less, whatever you like, depending how creamy you want your salad to be. And a nice generous shake of salt. A couple of tablespoons of our freshly squeezed lemon juice. There we go. 1 tablespoon. 2 tablespoons on there. Yeah. Don't want it too lemony, but just the right amount. And I'm just going to give all of that a toss through. Get all the sour cream and lemon flavors. Smells so good already. And I find this salad does best with a bit of time in the fridge. So leave it in the fridge for a few hours. All these flavors develop. And the lemon gets to work on slowly softening the broccoli just a little bit. But it's still definitely a raw salad. And now is the perfect time to add in our cheese. We're going to pop half a cup of cheese in there. Use a spoon to get all the cheese out, but as I said at the beginning, really depends on the size of your broccoli and how cheesy and creamy you want it. So just mix it all through as you want. I love doing toast like this. Very messy, just as I always am. Yeah, that is it. We're just going to pop it in the fridge for a few hours, let all the flavors develop, and making a bit of a mess here, but that's pretty much it. That is this easy recipe for broccoli salad. That's low in carb and high in healthy fats from the sour cream, and high in protein too with the cheese. And you can add on more cheese or feta or any other ingredients you like to your cheesy broccoli salad. And another broccoli recipe for you. I've got a 5-ingredient quiche that is crustless, full of cheesy goodness and healthy ingredients. Let me chat you through the ingredients and show you how to make it. So let's go through all of the ingredients we have today. I've got a big head of broccoli over here, the star of the show. And now I'm using a leek, but you could use onion or garlic, anything you like, but I love the flavor of broccoli and leek, keeping it simple. And I've got some cheese, which we're going to make this cheesy, but you can skip the cheese as well as the cream if you don't want it to be too much cream or too much cheese. You can do whatever you like. And then of course eggs to bind and bring it all together and make this lovely high protein meal. So first off, we're going to chop up our veggies and get them cooking in a frying pan to soften. So I've got butter melted in the frying pan. We've added in the chopped leek, and I've got the oven on to 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit. And next I'm going to chop up the broccoli. Broccoli is chopped into little florets. So I've added the broccoli into the frying pan along with a couple more knobs of butter. Going to mix it through, add a bit of salt, you can add pepper, any other seasoning you like to taste, and I'm just going to cook it until it's reduced down and ready to go into my quiche dish. I'm happy with the colour on the veggies, they're softened a bit. I'm going to move them into the quiche dish now. I've moved all the veggies into my quiche dish over here, and I'm going to whisk up eggs. Now you can use 4 to 6 eggs depending on the size of your veggies. I've got 4 eggs here, and I've got 1/4 cup of cream. You can use half a cup of cream and 6 eggs if you would prefer. So we're just going to whisk these through until they're smooth, just like that. And I want mine to be extra cheesy, so I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of cheese into my whisked eggs, and then top the quiche with 1/4 cup too. So it's all whisked, and now I'll just pour it over my broccoli. There you go. It looks pretty good, but I want mine extra cheesy, so we're just going to top it with a final 1/4 cup of cheese. Just like that. Doesn't it look beautiful? Big crustless quiche, and my oven's just come up to temperature, so it's going to go in for 25 minutes, half an hour. Just keep a watch of it until it is golden and cheesy to your liking. It's out the oven. Look at the beautiful cheesy crusty top and all the broccoli peeping through. It is such a beautiful, delicious yum dish which serves the whole family for a wonderful breakfast, lunch, dinner, really any meal of the day. So I'll cut it into pieces and now I'll pop it onto a plate. There you go. I've got a lovely piece of my Crustless quiche on a plate, and I've got a whole dish full here. It is such a wonderful dish, such a wonderful way to enjoy broccoli, and a lovely meal to enjoy for breakfast, lunch or dinner. And next I have a quick and easy 7-layer salad recipe to share with you. So let me quickly talk you through the 7 foods I'm including in the recipe, and then we'll get making it. We're going to start with some lettuce here. I've just got some Irish mini cos lettuce. You can use any lettuce you like, or spinach instead. We've got cucumber over here. I'm using a lovely whole fresh cucumber. I'm going to just chop up and use as much as I need, with each ingredient ready just as much as you need. I've got avocado, hoping it's a nice one. We'll see when we get inside. I hard-boiled a whole lot of eggs yesterday, kept them in the fridge, and so now we've got some hard-boiled eggs to include in the salad for some good protein. I am using a red pepper, but really just depends how many carbs you want to allocate to your salad, but red pepper is what I'm going to include. I've got some sour cream over here for lovely creaminess, and I like including cheese in my 7-layer salads. You can either include regular grated cheese, or I've got these Parmigiano Reggiano shavings. It kind of adds an element of saltiness and lovely flavor. If you want this to be definitely vegetarian, or serve this to someone who is vegetarian, or you're vegetarian yourself, just be sure to use vegetarian cheese. Let me get started. I'm going to get out my dish and start layering up my salad. So I'm using this rectangular meal prep container to make my salad in, and it comes with a lid, so I can pop the lid on, take it out and about with me, or just keep it in the fridge and have it whenever I want. So we'll start with the first layer, which is lettuce. So I've roughly torn and washed a whole lot of lettuce leaves, and we'll just make a base layer of lettuce leaves for the salad. And next I've roughly chopped up red pepper, and we'll add that in for a bit of color contrast and texture. There you go, you can see just lovely contrast of the green and the red, so vibrant. And now we'll do the next layer. And next we'll go for a layer of cucumber that I've just cut into rounds. And there you go, just a layer of cucumber, and you can see it's starting to take shape. You've got the red, the green, and next I'm going to peel some of these hard-boiled eggs and pop a layer on top of that. So I'll just move that aside a sec. I've got my hard-boiled egg over here. I'm just using a hard-boiled egg slicer to slice perfect rounds from my egg. And we'll just pop this back, because then it kind of looks perfect, doesn't it? On top of the cucumber, to have just some lovely egg going with it. And I'll just fill this layer with egg. I ended up needing a 3rd egg to fill my layer, but it really just depends on how much egg you want and how thick a layer you use. I used 3 eggs in total. You might need 2, 3, 4. Just boil up a whole pot if you're going to use eggs, because you'll always use them. We love them as snacks. My kids will just eat them by the bowl full. But yeah, look, it's coming together. Just a couple more layers to go. Next we're going to take a look inside the avocado and see how it looks. I've cut into the avocado. It actually looks pretty good. Yay! So I'm just going to slice it up and pop a layer of avocado on top of the egg. Okay, just pop it anyhow along, just to fill a layer of avocado. And this is the only layer I'm not completely covering. I'm quite happy just kind of haphazardly popping the avocado along, just making a nice layer of it, because I'm not using 4 avocados in this. One is perfect, and I'm quite happy with the creaminess and everything that includes. So yeah, next we're going to add on our sour cream. And you can use a mix of sour cream, mayo, you can mix them together. You could add salt, seasoning, any layer you like, but I'm quite happy just now adding sour cream, pouring it over. It just keeps it simple. I kind of use most of the tub of sour cream, but when it kind of distributes all through, it's kind of perfect. And I find having this layer of sour cream at the top kind of seals everything in, so you can keep this for a few days in the fridge and it is alright. Okay, getting there. Final layer of Parmesan now. Okay, now you can, as I said, either pop grated cheese on top, or these Parmesan, almost like Parmesan chips, and they are just lovely and just perfect. A perfect finishing layer to my 7-layer salad. And there you go, my salad is done. You can see the lovely layer on top. You could have there's so many adaptations for this salad. I'll leave loads of ideas in the blog post down below, but if you carefully take a look at the layers, you can see all the colors sticking out there. The lovely red peppers, the green from the cucumber, there's some egg poking out a little bit over there, and the avocado and the lettuce. It makes such a lovely meal that's naturally low in carbs and high in protein, vegetarian friendly too. So I have one more easy recipe to share with you, and that is a cheesy mushroom and cabbage casserole recipe. Let me chat you through the ingredients and show you how to make it. So I've got this cabbage. I found it's reduced from €1 to 50 cents for a whole cabbage. I'm gonna probably use half of the cabbage, and I've got these mushrooms. I quite like these big portobello mushrooms, but you can feel free to use any mushrooms you like, or just make it cabbage only and just skip the mushrooms if you want. So we've got those as our veggies, and then I'm going to make a nice sauce to bring the casserole together with egg, feta and grated cheese. So as I said, we're going to start off by slicing up the cabbage and mushrooms and get those cooking. So I have very roughly chopped up half of the cabbage. It's pretty much filled up my frying pan, and I've drizzled over olive oil. I'm going to add a bit of salt. You can add pepper, any other seasoning to taste. Get this started reducing, and then we'll chop up the mushrooms and add them too in a little bit. Cabbage has started softening nicely, so I've added in chopped mushrooms. I always add more mushrooms than I think I'll need because they shrink down. So I am going to cook this down until it's all reduced. And next I'll show you how to make the cheesy sauce we're going to make. And I'm not sure how well you can hear me with all the veggies cooking behind me, but I'm just going to make my cheesy sauce by cracking open 2 eggs. And we'll just give that a whisk. And then we're going to add in half a cup of grated cheese, give that a mix in. And feta. What I've done is I've opened up the feta, I've halved it, and I've cubed up half of it, and I'm just going to add all of that in and give it a nice mix and squash through, get all of the feta nice and mixed through to make this really cheesy sauce that's just full of flavour. Adding feta in just does that. Yeah, that's perfect. A nice cheesy chunky sauce that's just going to bring everything together. Now I'm just going to check on the veggies. They're coming along nicely, almost softened but steamy, and next we'll move it all into the baking dish. Okay, so the veg are in my baking dish. I'm going to pour over the sauce and we'll mix it all through. You want to get that cheesy feta sauce distributed all over in every corner. Just fold it through, mix it over. Alright, and when you're totally happy with it, then you can sprinkle over another half a cup of cheese. I'm just using the same mozzarella cheese, but you can feel free to use Parmesan or Pecorino, really any cheese you like. Just cover it in cheesiness, and now it's going to go into the oven, which is preheated to 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, and it's going to go in for about 25-30 minutes until you've got a nice cheesy topping and everything is cooked through, which I will show you next. And it's out the oven. Look at all the beautiful layers, the cabbage, the mushroom, the lovely cheesy sauce, and look at that crispy cheesiness. What a yum dish. What delicious vegetarian meal, which is gluten-free, it's low-carb, keto-friendly, and it's just so good. And that brings us to the end of the video for today with my 7 low-carb, high-protein vegetarian meal ideas. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, comment too, and I'll leave a link to the blog post down below which has all of these recipe ideas for you. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.